What's going on, guys? Your boy Amazing here, back with another video, and in today's video, guys, we are here with the updated tier list, guys, for 7 days since Grand Cross as of the beginning of September here. So we're gonna be going over pretty much all the characters that came out throughout August, as we had Assault Melly, we had the Skadi, and then we also had the Summer Gelda at the very end of August. So we're gonna be going over all three of those characters, ranking them on the tier list for both the the PvP side of the game and also the PvE side of the game. So if you guys do enjoy videos like this, man, definitely make sure to hit that like button and subscribe, as we are on that 54,000 subscribers. I saw we did hit that 53k, guys. I definitely do appreciate the support on the channel, guys. And yeah, with that out of the way, let's hop in and let's talk the Assault Meliodas. We'll talk about his his kit first, and then we'll actually rank him on both PvP and PvE tier lists. Alrighty, guys, so the Cruel Nightmare Berserk Meliodas, this is the character here. Let's hop into his kit. Let's talk about exactly what this character is able to do. So first, passive here, Rampaging Nightmare. The hero's max HP increases by 10% for each applicable ally participating in the battle, applicable allies being either demons or heroes with commandments. And also, just to mention as well, guys, this passive is active when entering battle and in all content. Now, taunt enemies for 1 turn at the start of the battle. If there are 2 or more enemies, if there are 2 or more enemies when the hero uses a single target attack to inflict damage, the target's Mark of Nightmare is removed, and a new Mark of Nightmare is applied to them for 3 turns. Now, the Mark of Nightmare is going to be only Berserk Meliodas can be targeted, and this does not stack with Fascination, Mark, or Coerce. Now, the hero's damage taken from skills used by enemies with a Mark of Nightmare does not exceed 50% of the hero's maximum HP, and if a hero is hit 2 times during the enemy's turn, or if an applicable ally dies, the hero gains Rampage for 2 turns. And Rampage is going to be all stats plus 10% and inflicts additional damage equal to 30% of the hero's max HP when using skills, and you're immune to the commandment effects. Now, when a hero inflicts damage on the enemy, or when an applicable ally takes damage from a skill during the enemy's turn, the hero gains 1 effect which increases HP related stats by 10% up to a maximum of 5, and for 3 turns, and all enemies are inflicted with the 1 effect which increases their damage taken by 5% up to a maximum of 5 for 3 turns, guys. So yeah, in terms of the dupes here, the main thing that changes, guys, is going to be the Mark of Nightmare. You can see, at 1 and a 6 it goes from 60 to 50 at 2 and a 6, and I think past that, in terms of the dupes, I don't think it matters. Yeah, I think it stays 50%. Yep. So yeah, that's the only change in the passive through dupe. Now, moving on to his skills here, guys, the first skill here is going to be Demonic Assault. Inflicts nightmare damage equal to 12% of the hero's max HP on 1 enemy. Now, nightmare is going to be 3 times pierce rate increase and damage dealt plus 150% while Rampage is active. Now, this is going to scale up from 12% to 18% and then 30% of max HP on the opposing enemy. Now, moving on to his second skill here, we have the Sword of Dark Light. Inflicts flood damage equal to 12% of the hero's remaining HP on 1 enemy. Flood is obviously 0.8% additional damage for every percent of remaining HP on self, and the scaling is going to be 12, 18, and 30, just like the other single target. Now, moving on to his Holy Relic here, guys. This Holy Relic is the same as the Green Assault Melee, so this does carry over technically. It's the, same character, so it's like another variant of him. So, increases the hero's basic stats by 30% for 2 turns at the start of the battle. If the hero does not take damage during the enemy's turn, applies the same effect at the start of the ally's turn, and increases demon ally's basic stats by 5% for every buff applied to the hero, up to a limit of 3 times. So you can see this is active also in all content and when entering battle. Now, moving on to his ultimate here, guys. His ultimate has not changed from the Green Assault Melee. It's the exact same. So, increases basic stats by 50% for 3 turns and inflicts damage equal to 385% of attack at the 286 dupe level. But obviously, that is going to change based on the dupe level, but everything else stays the same. So, it's really just the percent on the damage. Everything else stays the same. So, yeah, I mean, there's nothing really to kind of mention there. Alrighty, guys, now that we talked about Assault Melee's kit, where are we actually going to be ranking this character on the tier list? Now, the moment Assault Melee actually dropped, guys, let's talk PvP first, because I think that's somewhere where I think we could easily just kind of up a team right now. So yeah, Assault Melee brought the demon team to easily be the best team in the game. Like, from what I've heard and from what people have been saying, demons with Assault Melee and DK, and even just from my experience playing it, like, it's just a broken team. Like, it's really insane, right? And we're gonna come up on an upcoming character as well that will fit alongside these two as well. But even just when Assault Melee came out, guys, this team was, in my opinion, the strongest team in PvP. There are obviously other teams that can fare well and can definitely do good. I know, there's another team that actually did come up a little bit recently, which actually, I guess, since I'm not really talking about Holy Relics here, we can kind of move them up now. But where is Thor at? Because Thor actually does get to go up in the S tier now, actually, which is kind of crazy. I think what we'll do then is we'll probably drop down I don't know if I want to drop down fairies though. Are fairies really not like meta, guys? I don't know. I'm not gonna drop fairies down. I feel like that's wrong. But like right now, Thor alongside Hell with this Escanor is crazy. Like I saw Merly's video, it is a crazy team. So you can actually run these three together and it does pretty good. But yeah, I mean, this is kind of the setup right now if you want to kind of deal with like demons as well. But yeah, I mean, right now, I guess I will just kind of leave this because I feel like I can't really... I guess I could maybe drop out, like, LR, Lolly, Merlin and stuff, but, like, even Unknowns themselves is still a solid team, too, right? So, yeah, I mean, for now, what we'll do, guys, we'll leave it like this. I think there's definitely some adjusting to this. You guys let me know if you think Fairy's kind of falling out the meta now. I mean, King and Dian haven't really gotten anything since Alpha and Beta, or, like, when they released themselves, right? So, yeah, I feel like there hasn't really been much change in terms of the Fairy team, so... You know, we'll have to see exactly how that pans out. But Assault Melee is easily a top of the meta right now, guys. Like, demons are really, really good right now. And we still have another character to talk about that also buffs demons too. So, yeah, I mean, you guys kind of get the gist. So, for PvP, Assault Melee is in the S tier. Now, for PvE content, Assault Melee is going to go in the A tier, I would say. Yeah, A tier. The reason why I say this for Assault Melee, guys, is... You know, he's solid in PvE content. The thing I would say that kind of holds him back is the fact that in content where you're trying to speed clear, he's kind of bad because you can't really stack up enough HP related stacks, right? The way it works is that you have to take hits for you to get those HP stacks, and it does kind of suck, right? And then also his Holy Relic is a little counterintuitive what he's trying to do, because when you do take hits, you lose the basic stats, and then you only have the HP related. So it is a little bit annoying, but I will say right now, Assault Melee, you can run him in pretty much any PvE content. I beat Rat with him too. I mean, like, he is able to beat Rat, you know? So the fact that he is able to do that, I mean, goes to show. And yeah, I mean, you know, I'll definitely give him the A tier. He is very good. And yeah, you can pretty much run him in any PvE content as long as it's viable. Like, as long as you can run the team, then he can actually slot in and be good. Now, since we did talk about Thor Relic, guys, and we actually moved Thor up to this slot because of the, like, you know, her Holy Relic and, you know, being alongside, like, Hell and all that, Thor actually does, in my opinion, move up to S tier in PvE content. Now, the reason why I say this is because of the fact that recently I've been, you know, doing the floor 4 bird videos, right? Floor 4 bird and then floor 4 deer. And Thor is obviously best in slot on both of them. And she's best, or not necessarily best in slot on Rat, but she is a really good DPS on Rat. I still have to do that video. I'll probably have that sometime this week, but like Thor on Rat, even before Relic, was really good. Now, after the Relic, I can imagine she's just insane. So the fact that like Thor is able to clear pretty much any hard PvE content has to give her the S tier, and because of that, I gotta have her in S tier, man. Same with tier. I guess, you know, because tier is usable in like all the content, just like Thor as well, and they both synergize really well together, I gotta give them the S tier there, guys. And yeah, I mean, other than that though, do I want to drop anyone down? I feel like Xi'an's still really good. Xi'an really is just like Thor, but like worse, I guess, at this point though. So I might have to move Xi'an down. I will keep LR Liz because LR Liz is a must in pretty much anything where, you know, you're kind of like stalling turns or like, you know, you need some type of healing character. LR Liz is always going to be used, so I have to keep LR Liz there. And then King and Dian, I mean, they're just absurd, guys. Like, if you take them into like any PvE, I mean, probably not the floor 4s, obviously, because they're not like made for that. So, see, that's the thing. That's the thing, guys. I might have to drop down King and Dian as well, because like I have to think about it like this, right? LR Liz is usable in literally everything and is the best healer in the game, right? Tyr and Thor are must runs on floor 4, and the fact that they're really good as DPSs on what's it called, on Ratatoskr, which is the hardest demonic beast right now. So the fact that you can run Thor in literally anything and be successful is good, whereas like King and Dian, like you can't take them into floor 4, right? Whereas you can take Thor into floor 4. So I actually will be giving Thor the S tier. Same with Tyr, and then same with LR Liz. And I am going to decide to drop down King and Dian and Xi'an just because of their usability. I don't think you can, like, that's really the thing is for me, is for you to be in that top tier of S tier, you have to be either optimal in, like, all the hardest PvE content, or you have to be usable in all of them and very, very good at that. And, I mean, Thor and Tyr are both, in my opinion, they fit that kind of slot, right? Whereas King and Dian, unfortunately, you cannot run King and Dian on floor 4 just because they're not really made for floor 4, right? Which, I mean, is not, again, it's not their fault, but that's just how the game works. So yeah, that is where I'm at right now, guys, in terms of the PvE side of the game. So yeah, we talked about Assault Melee, so let's move on now to Skadi. We'll talk about her kit, and then we'll talk about where we're ranking her on the PvP and PvE side of the game. Alrighty, guys, now moving on to the Frostbane Warrior Giant Skadi. Let's talk about exactly what she's able to do, and then we'll rank her on the tier list. So for her passive right here, Permafrost Hunter active in all content when entering battle. For each applicable ally participating in the battle, their attack related stats increase by 7%, and their damage dealt with weak point skills increases by 20%. Now applicable allies for that are going to be Ragnarok and Giants. When an applicable ally uses a weak point skill, it ignores 50% of the target's critical resistance, and if a hero does not have a debuff at the start of the ally's turn, applicable allies will have their critical chance increased by 50% for one turn. And when applicable allies use a all-target attack that is not an ultimate move, one debuff is removed, and for each debuff removed, their critical damage is going to increase by 20% up to a maximum of 80. So that is going to be Skadi's passive right there. Really good, and honestly just a LR Brunhild bot, guys. You really just run this character alongside LR Brunhild. The passive is tailor-made for her. So yeah, I mean, very, very good in terms of the passive. Now, moving on to these skills here, guys. The first skill here is going to be a defense-related lower. So it is going to decrease defense-related as you hit the skill, if I'm not mistaken. I don't think it's like it applies to defense-related. I think you have to do the skill and then it applies it, if I'm not mistaken. You guys can correct me in the comment section below. From what I remember, I think it is you have to like land the damage and then it does the debuff. Yeah, because I think it would mention it here. So yeah, 180, 180 again, 300, but then it goes from 20 to 30 to 40% defense related lower, right? Now moving on to the next skill here, guys, we have weak point, which makes sense through the passive of Skadi. It mentioned weak point AoE, so it's going to be 90% on rank 1, 120, and then 185% on the rank 3. And weak point obviously is triple damage against debuffed enemies. And then moving on to the ultimate here, guys. For the ultimate Glacial Blast, it's going to inflict damage equal to 360% of attack on all enemies at the 1/6 tube level, and then restore HP of allies by 30% of the damage dealt. And the only thing that changes here is going to be the attack percent on the ult and not the actual heal. The heal stays at 30%. And then moving on to the Holy Relic here, guys, which the red Skadi and the blue one also share. The Holy Relic is going to increase all stats by 6% up to 3 times, and if there is no debuffs on the hero when using skills, applies before skill activation. So yeah, I mean, it's pretty good. And again, this is in entering battle and in all content, so it's going to be for both. Alrighty, guys, so we just talked about Skadi right there. Where are we going to be ranking her now on the tier list? So this is the PvE side of the game. Let's talk PvE first. Yeah, I think Skadi is not really that crazy in PvE. Like, the thing is, I did my showcases, obviously, right? She was really good. Oh, well, I wouldn't say really good on Rat, but she was better than, what's his name? Pelagard. Yeah, way better than Pelagard, so I gotta at least give her B tier. She's okay. There is some PvE content where you can use her and she can be successful. I mean, I cleared Rat as the main DPS with her, so the fact that you can do that, I mean, that goes to show, right? But I wouldn't say she's like, I mean, she is better than Assault Melee in that, but Assault Melee is usable in like everything else, whereas like Skadi, because she's double AoE, she doesn't really have that use case. The one thing I will say though is Skadi is able to support the team with attack related stats, and if you're running a weak point character alongside her, then I mean, that is really good, guys. So that is one thing at the very least that I could say is, you know, valuable for Skadi. But again, she is pretty niche. Like in PvE content, the most you're gonna get out of her is maybe some support in, you know, Ratatosker or even like Skull and Hadi, really. And then other than that, like, yeah, I mean, her damage is gonna be a little bit lacking because you can't really debuff enemies. So yeah, I'm gonna have Skadi in the B tier in PvE. Now moving over to PvP though, guys, I think I'm gonna give Skadi the tier under S tier. Yeah, I mean, I think she's A tier. I think you can run her alongside like a LR Brunhild, you know, kind of human variant, right? Definitely can be kind of good, or like a Ragnarok team, I mean. Can be very good. You know, you give her the ignore critical resistance, right? When you're using a weak point, I mean, that's really strong. And in the fact that she's giving attack related to Brunhild as well. And I mean, Brunhild is a very dominant character right now in PvP. If you're running humans, I mean, Brunhild just completely sweeps through like everything right now. Unless they have like, you know, Hell Revive or, you know, like the Assault Melee team. The Assault Melee is still very tanky too, right, with DK. So yeah, I would say right now, Skadi's probably going to be in the A tier though. Like, you definitely can use her. I mean, she's not going to be better than any of the meta teams, but I mean, she's solid. You know, she's definitely solid, guys. So that's where I'm going to have Skadi right there. Let's move on now, guys, to the Gelda character, the Summer Gelda, and we'll talk about where we're going to be ranking her on the tier list. Alrighty, guys, so we are now talking about the Promise Keeper Passionate Summer Gelda. Let's hop into her kit. Let's talk about exactly what she's able to do, and then we'll rank her on the tier list. So for her passive here, Blood Red Princess, active in all content when entering battle. Increases demon allies basic stats by 50% of the hero's initial lifesteal up to a maximum of 20. The hero is given the additional raised demon. Now the hero gains Blood Pact at the start of the battle, and Blood Pact is going to be demon allies damage taken minus 30%. Increases the hero's HP by the amount of HP demon allies take when using lifesteal, accumulating up to a maximum of 400,000 points. And it's going to exclude counter stance skills. And then the hero gains Selfless Love for 3 turns at the start of the battle, and Selfless Love is going to be immune to recovery related stat restriction, and when a demon ally other than the hero takes damage from a single target during the enemy's turn, the hero takes 30% of the damage from them, and the hero's HP does not fall below 1 from that damage. And at the start of the ally's turn, the hero recovers HP equal to 30% of diminished HP, and the hero's damage now increases by 20% up to a maximum of 60. So yeah, as you guys can see right there, man, the dupes do change a little bit of the actual effect here. So the hero will take a little bit less damage at a lower dupe, and then your diminished HP will change as well. So just kind of bear that in mind for Gelda right there, guys. Yeah, and then moving on to her skills here, Ruptured Vein inflicts Blood Clot damage equal to 180% of the hero's attack on all enemies. Blood Clot is going to be damage dealt plus 1% per 1% of target's remaining HP, and inflicts additional damage equal to 80% of the accumulated Blood Pact value on the target. So that's going to be that skill, 180, 220, and 300% of attack. And then moving on to her second skill here, Scarlet Tempest inflicts Bloodstained damage equal to 180% of the hero's attack on all enemies. Bloodstained is going to be additional damage equal to 35% of the target's remaining HP. This is going to scale up from 180 to 210 to 270% of attack. Alrighty guys, so now that we've talked the kit there for Gelda, where are we actually going to be ranking her now on the tier list? So let's start PvP. I mean, you guys already can just kind of tell. I mean, Gelda in PvP is busted, guys. Like, she is super crazy in PvP. Do I have Sigurd up here in the... I do. Okay, so Sigurd is also a backline for this team. You can also run Chandler as well as, you know, obviously HP buffing. So I am going to move Chandler up with Gelda. But yeah, I mean, guys, demons right now are really, really good. Like, that team right there, DK, Gelda, Assault Melee, Chandler backline, or Sigurd is a really, really good team right now. So yeah, I gotta give them the S tier, and Gelda right now is just insanely strong in PvP. Now, yeah, I mean, like, I feel like I don't have to explain it more than that. The team is just now, like, now that it's gotten its, like, new units for the year, it's a good team now, right? So, yeah, and then moving on to the PvE side of the game, guys. Gelda, for PvE, it's a very similar thing to Skadi for me, where, like, the most you're gonna get out of her is maybe Rat. Like, maybe Ratatosker, right? And Rat is hard, but, like, the fact that, like, there's so many other better DPSs, I don't necessarily know if I would rank or like even recommend Gelda like that for the majority of content like that. Because she is double AoE, there is a lot less content where she's really good in, and you know, even if she is really good in like Skull and Hottie and Ratatosker, those aren't really like, you know, well, Ratatosker is the like end game demonic piece nowadays, but like, you know, Skull and Hottie is not really that important nowadays, right? And then whereas like floor 4 and Ratatosker I feel like is the most important thing, whereas Gelda cannot do floor 4 and she can only really do Rat. So I mean, it's niche, you know, it's definitely a niche thing. Like, she is good in those scenarios, and she actually was better than Skadi in my opinion on Rat. So at the very least, if you are planning on running her there, then she is a little bit better. But yeah, guys, that is pretty much where I got the Gelda ranked on the tier list right there, man. So yeah, that is going to be the tier list, guys, as of September, the beginning of September here for Grand Cross. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. And yeah, just like comment down below what you guys think about, you know, how the meta has been changing. And also let me know, do you guys think Fairy Team is out of the meta now? Like, do we just drop that out of the, you know, the S tier now? Because I'm kind of hesitant because I still feel like that's a strong team and can still win. So I'm honestly not too sure. You guys will have to let me know. But yeah, that is going to be it for the video. I hope you guys did enjoy. And I'm going to see you guys on the next one, man. Peace out. Have a good rest of your day, guys. See you later, man.